Good day, grade 9. I am Ma'am Liza, your teacher in English 9. We are now in lesson 8 of quarter 1. I hope you will all listen to our discussion for this week. For our objectives for this week, we should recognize the sentence whether it is run-on or mixed constructions. Discover how sentence structure affect the meaning of a sentence. Identify the error in the sentence such as run-on or mixed construction. So read the following sentences and then identify the statement that are properly punctuated and logically connected. Remember that last time we discussed about run-on sentences. Number 1. Our director told us to postpone the dress rehearsal of the play. We think it unnecessary. So is this correct or not? Okay, you can pause it so that you can analyze the sentences. So this is incorrect. Next one. The actor was upset. He didn't get to take a break during the rehearsal. Is this incorrect or not? So this one is correct. Next. Some of the audience fell asleep during the performance. Everyone thought it was an interesting one. So do you think the sentence is properly punctuated or not? So this one is incorrect. Because the props arrived late, the technical crew had to improvise. So is this one correct or not? So this one is correct. The show received high ratings from critics. The cast was so happy about the news. Is the sentence correct or not? This one is incorrect. The cast gathered behind the curtain for the final call. Is this correct or not? So this one is correct. So sentences that are not punctuated properly is called run-on sentences. So our lesson for today is identifying and correcting run-on sentences and mixed constructions. So when we say run-on sentence, it is a form of grammatical error that consists of two clauses that has no correct conjunction to connect the ideas together or are incorrectly punctuated. For example, the show received high ratings from critics. The cast was so happy about the news. So this is just one sentence. But this is a run-on because these two different ideas are put in one sentence without a proper coordinating conjunction. Remember the coordinating conjunction or a punctuation to separate them. So it has independent clause, which is a complete idea, and then another independent clause, a complete idea. So the sentence has two independent clauses. These are not properly coordinate. It has no proper coordinating conjunction or a punctuation mark to separate them. We have two types of run-on sentences. These are fused sentence and comma splice. When we say fused sentence, it is a type of run-on sentence in which two independent clauses are written together with no punctuation or a coordinating conjunction to separate the ideas. Examples. The writer gave the script to us. He said it was his best work. So as you can see, as written here, there are two sentences joined together. So the writer gave script to us. So you can have it a sentence one and then another sentence. He said it was his best work. So it should be written this way. The writer gave the script to us, period. He said it was his best work, period. So we now have two sentences. So we have here comma splice. When we say comma splice, it is a type of run-on sentence when two or more independent clauses are only joined by a comma. So you are using comma wrongly. So example, the actor forgot his lines. He had to improvise during that moment. So this one has two sentences joined together only by a comma. So we have sentence number 1 and then sentence number 2. So for revision, it should be, the actor forgot his lines, period. He had to improvise during that moment. So it has a period, I'm sorry. How to correct run-on sentences. So in correcting run-on sentences, number 1, you should always be reminded that separate the run-on by creating two different sentences, just like what we did earlier. Example, the show received high ratings from critics. The cast was so happy about the news. So it should be, the show received high ratings from the critics, period. The cast was so happy about the news, period. So we have now two different sentences. So you should always be reminded that use proper punctuation mark to separate the sentence. Avoid using comma if it is two independent clauses or two independent ideas or complete ideas. Number 2, join the two sentences with a comma and a coordinating conjunction. Example, the actor forgot his lines. He had to improvise during that moment. So for revision, it should be, the actor forgot his lines, comma. So, a coordinating conjunction, so, he had to improvise during that moment, or period. So we have here a comma and then a coordinating conjunction. Number 3, join the two sentences by using semicolon. Example, the writer gave the script to us. He said it was his best work. For revision, it should be, the writer gave the script to us. He said it was his best work. So the encircle here is the semicolon. So, not the U, okay? It is in the semicolon. Number 4, make one clause as a subordinate clause and the other one as the main clause. Example, partner needs to work together. This is the only way to make the scenes work. So for revision, it should be, partners need to work together because this is the only way to make the scenes work. So we have here a subordinating conjunction, because. So this is a subordinating conjunction. So this is the main clause. Partners need to work together. So main clause is independent. So we have here, this is the only way to make the scenes work. This is a subordinate clause. Remember that subordinate clause always start with subordinating conjunction. How about mixed construction? So when we say mixed constructions, it happens when one part of a sentence does not grammatically follow the next part of the sentence. The ideas are not logically connected. To correct this kind of grammatical error, there are words that must be deleted. Example of mid-construction sentence. Because the play of Romeo and Juliet needs a new version, so the director made a contemporary interpretation. So we have here the word because or the subordinating conjunction because. It must be the play of Romeo and Juliet needs a new version, so the director made a contemporary interpretation. So you're just going to remove the word because. So make it a main clause. And then it follows by the subordinating clause, and that starts with the coordinating conjunction so. So always remember that punctuations are necessary to indicate proper pauses and juncture in reading sentences. But when we are continuously writing our thoughts, we sometimes connect ideas improperly. Thus, it leaves the sentence with errors. So for your activity or homework, on a one sheet of paper, identify the following run-on sentences, whether it is fused or commas plus. You must copy and answer each item. You can pause so that you can copy this one. So once again, thank you, grade 8.